So, hello everyone. Today we'll be doing one of the most important questions from the chapter Russian Revolution, Socialism in Europe and Russian Revolution. And this question is explain the ideas of the liberals, the radicals, and the conservatives. Now, you can get this question in different ways. Like, you can write a short note on liberals, so you'll have maybe assume that it's 5-mark question, so you'll have to write at least 5 points for that, and you will get on liberals, radicals, because radicals, there are not many points for radicals here, so you would not get them for 5 marks most probably. And for conservatives also, there are max 4 points. So today we'll be studying the difference, or you can say the difference between all of them, or just the explanation of all of them. It's the same thing. So the first thing, who were the liberals? So the liberals were one of the groups which looked to change the society. So the liberals wanted to change the society. First thing, you remember this. And then who were the radicals? Radicals wanted a nation in which government was based on the majority of a country's population. Who were the conservatives? Conservatives were those who opposed the radicals and the liberals. So first point, we'll understand that both the radicals and the liberals wanted to change the society. But the conservatives did not want to change the society at first. Okay, so one of the groups which looked to change the society were the liberals, and also the radicals wanted a nation in which the government was based on majority of a country's population. So basically it means that at first the nation was not based on the majority of a country's population, so they basically wanted a change. And the radicals, they opposed the conservatives, they opposed the radicals and the liberals. So it means that they did not want to change, at least at first. Okay, next point. Liberals wanted a nation which tolerated all religions. Now this is additional information. So we should remember that at this time, European states usually discriminated in favor of one religion or the other. Britain favored the Church of England, Austria and Spain favored the Catholic Church. So the liberals were the people who wanted a nation which would tolerate all the religions. Means that they wanted a secular nation. And at that time, Europe was not at all secular. Remember this. Okay, let's see if something is here. Okay, there's nothing about religion here in radicals, and in conservatives. After the French Revolution, no, there isn't. So this point is only for the liberals. The next point. Liberals also oppose the uncontrolled power of dynastic rulers. Now, dynastic rulers are the ones which rule from generation to generation, like as in the monarchs or the kings. For example, there's a king and his son will only become the king. No one from the people, the common people, cannot become the king or the representative. So they opposed this power of dynastic rulers. They were not completely against dynastic rulers, but they opposed the uncontrolled power of them. Like, they could do anything, literally anything to people, and the people did not have any say in this. That was what they opposed. They wanted to safeguard the rights of the individuals. For example, the king could basically tell a person to hang himself to death. And that is certainly not, acceptable. So they wanted to safeguard the rights of individuals. Now that example was an extreme example, but there might be other examples too. That was just to explain. So they wanted to safeguard the rights of individuals against the government. Okay. Let's move to liberals again. They argued for a representative elected parliamentary government subject to law, interpreted by a well-trained judiciary that was independent of rulers and officials. So of course, if they did not want dynastic rulers to be there, they wanted something that was elected, where people could participate in the elections and actually have a chance to rule the country. And that too, not only one man should rule the country, but along with the help of the other people. Not just one person. Because if one person rules a country, then it kind of obviously becomes like a dictatorship. a representative, elected parliamentary government subject to laws interpreted by a well-trained judiciary. They wanted a judiciary too. That was independent of rulers and officials. So they basically wanted an independent judiciary and a representative, elected parliamentary government. Let's see if there's any point. Okay. So there's this point. Many supported women's suffragette movement. The radicals, they supported women's suffragette movement. Now, suffragette movement was basically women's right to vote. Because at that time, women did not have the right to vote in Europe. Okay, so let's do another point for liberals. However, they were not Democrats. So, we have to remember this point. This is, I think, the only negative point given for the liberals. They were not Democrats. They did not believe in universal adult franchise, that in every country, every citizen has the right to vote. They felt that men of property mainly should have the right to vote. They also did not want the vote for women. So, with this, the last point that we had read here for the radicals, they both clash. Because the liberals, they did not want women to have the right to vote. And also, in men too, they wanted only those men to have the right to vote who had property. Like, if you do not have property or you do not have much money and you are just a normal worker, liberals did not want you to have the right to vote. But radicals wanted everyone to have the right to vote. So unlike the liberals, they opposed the privileges of great landowners and wealthy factory owners. Unlike liberals means that liberals did not oppose the privileges of great landowners and factory owners. I think this point is not directly given in the book, but I think it means that liberals either did not say anything against the privileges of great landowners and wealthy factory owners, or it could be that they said a lot, that they agreed with them, that they agreed with the privileges given to factory owners and landowners. But the radicals, they opposed the privileges given to landowners and factory owners. They were against the existence of private property, but they were not against the existence of private property, but disliked the concentration of property in the hands of a few. So, of course, if property is in hands of few people, it will not be used for the welfare of the nation. It will just be used by those people for themselves. So, the radicals were against them. So, basically, we can say radicals were the ideal people who we should follow, who the people would have wanted to follow. Because they basically wanted everything that the common man would want in Russia at that time. Okay, so the next. Who were conservatives? Conservatives were opposed to the radicals and liberals. We did this. After the French Revolution, however, even the conservatives had opened their minds to the need for change. So after the French Revolution, when they saw that there was so much development taking place because of the change that was taking place in the society, they thought that change should be made. They finally agreed to this. Until that time, they were against the idea of change. Earlier in the 18th century, conservatives had generally opposed to the idea of change. Yeah, that's what I just said. By the 19th century, they accepted that some changes were inevitable. Some change was inevitable, but believed that the past had to be respected and change had to be brought at about a slow pace. So they did not want a clear change as in one day, but they wanted a slow change, and they did not want to oppose the ideas of the past. The radicals and the liberals, on the other hand, they wanted change as fast as it could be brought. So I guess this is clear, and this is one of the most important questions in this chapter. I think I'll be coming with all the other important questions too. So I hope this helped you.